Hello, my beautiful Tauruses. Welcome back to Queen Cup Tarot. I am just shuffling up right now, catching a vibe, getting ready to do your October 2020 tarot readings. For those that are new, welcome. It's a privilege and honor to read for you, connect with you, and ascend with you, because that's what we all do over here, Angel Gang. All right? And to those that already know the deal and the spiel, welcome back. I missed you guys. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you, of course, for all your likes, shares, subscribe, for selling out the store the way you guys did. I'm excited to announce, so for those that timestamp the reading, please continue to do so. I won't take long, but I've restocked the store. So the store is stocked with over 100 pounds of frankincense. Okay, so I have 4 times the amount. And I want you guys to just try to understand and be patient with me that if you guys sell out the store, like again, that quickly, like within a week, I can't stock it again until November. So just keep that in mind. It will be consistent, but consistent with regards to how I look at it as a supplier. I'm able to get a certain amount at a certain time. Like there's like a rhythm here, a phase. So yes, this is the second wave, the second phase. So like I said, you guys can go to the website for your frankincense. I did separate them for you. So there are blended jars, but there's also new SKUs for just plain Cartier. And then I did also add the Hojar, which is the very incredibly expensive green frankincense that I got directly from Oman. Okay, so that is beautiful, and it's a lot of people like the kids like that one more and stuff like that. A lot of people really like the green one because it smells more fragranty, more sweet. Is it more medicinal than the other ones? I'm not a scientist, or a doctor, so I'm not to say. But anyways, it's also there, and I also included more burners, the brass ones. So I included the brass ones and whatever left of the porcelain ones I have, and then yeah, the store's up and running. I'm not accepting personal readings yet, but I will be. I feel the energy getting ready to do that work soon. It's just I've been very busy with other work that I've been divinely guided to focus on. And I'm so excited, guys, to share with you. You guys know how I work already. It's part of the manifestation process, right? To kind of keep it within until you're able to really materialize your manifestations more. Either way, I've got a lot of things materializing that I'm really excited because they include you. They include this platform, where it's going, the growth of it. We're always going to download. We're always going to channel. We're always going to read together, but it's where this is going. It's way more than just the romantic soulmate twin flame connection. I'm talking about soul family work and how those families are inspiring and creating change and impact. And that's why I felt drawn to do, Tauruses first for today, at least. You guys are the first reading I've done for the month, but for today. And I just feel this Hierophant grounded energy for myself personally, for the collective. It just feels like, because we talked about it, right? We've been in a journey. A lot of us have been in this ascension journey for a while, regardless of when you hopped on, off, or whatever. What we have in common is this ascension journey, whether you guys resonate with all the messages or not. It's the journey, and that high priestess energy, pushing your whole soul's existence, bringing manifestations down, all this change, all this evolution into your reality has been really hard. But we talked about bringing that high priestess and Hierophant energy into union. And I just see you guys solidifying. It is the way it is now. I'm hearing like ethics, like I see you guys taking on massive battles surrounding like morals and ethics in your workplace. Some of you guys are going to get into human resource, human management. Like you want to be able to impact how people live, whether it's in an organization like the HR department. HR ideally is supposed to support the people and be that kind of liaison between management and staff, which half of the time isn't the case. But it's actually the other way around. Like, anyways, I'm not going to get into that. It just seems like some of you guys are laying the law down. I just heard. And I also feel like you guys are getting in alignment with what matters. A lot of you guys left your jobs because you weren't happy with what you weren't able to utilize throughout your soul's journey and evolution. Your interests started to change. Your passions and desires started to awaken. And then you would go back to work and live this mundane. It almost felt like when you were not at work, your life was just limitless possibilities. There was all this fire, passion, color. And then I see you walking into the building of where you work, and it's dead and it's cold and it's gray and it's two-dimensional. And I think that was what the problem was. There was a lot more color, passion, and desire for whatever it was you guys were doing. Or some of you are telling me, I've never had a passion and desire. I've just done it because it was a means of survival. I'm good at it. I have a natural ability, and I've probably done it in other lifetimes past. But is this really what I'm meant to do this lifetime? No. That's what some of you guys are telling me. So I'm feeling that you guys took certain steps or are feeling this fire where there's like options now, like about wanting to feel like you care about what you're doing, what you're involved in, what you're selling. Like there's this sense of you don't care anymore. Like I just feel like a serious alignment. I saw the Three of Swords, and I have like this notepad, and it says plans for tomorrow. But the way it's written, it looks like sorrow. Like that's what I saw at first glance when I saw the Three of Swords, and then I looked down, but it says tomorrow. Tomorrow. Some of you guys forgot that there's something really important that needs to be done the day after you read this reading. So if you're reading it today, then it means tomorrow. You had plans, like you maybe might have wrote it down hoping that you wouldn't forget, and you might have forgot that there is something that is due tomorrow. That's what I just heard for some of you. That's funny. Some of you clicked off because you remembered what it is. That's cool. I heard, oh shit. Some of you is about sending something, replying to something, paying something. I don't know. Either way. We're going to get into prayer so that, yeah, for those that timestamp, thank you. Oh, and for daily and weekly content, you can check out Patreon /Queen Cup, queencup.ca for the frankincense. And yeah, personal readings, not doing that, but will soon. I'll keep you posted. All right, let's get into prayer. Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, guardian angels, thank you for rising me up out of my bed this morning, and thank you for connecting me with the collective every day. Right now, please allow me to communicate clearly with the collective all the messages that are in our greatest good, surrounding our material abundance, sustenance, the relationships closest to us, our personal ascension and development, and any other messages that you deem worthy at this time. Thank you, Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, guardian angels, for everything you do for me and the collective on the regular. All the healing energy, the support, the love, the guidance, the protection. We are nothing without it, and we are nothing without you. So glory be to the Most High, forever and ever. Amen. Yeah, I see you guys getting yourself in alignment with something you care about again. The Ruler of Wands, that's that leadership, that entrepreneurship, that courage that it takes to take a leap of faith in career and not really be worried. Like the King of Wands doesn't have any poverty consciousness. So in the King of Wands energy, in one's soul, the King of Wands believes I can afford to make these risks, to take these steps, to go forward, which is why the King of Wands is a conqueror energy, very much like the Emperor. Why? Because it's that leadership energy. The first one to do it. Why? Because they are rich within spirit. They have confidence, right? To say, yes, I can afford to try this out and see if my intuition is telling me, right, that there's abundance here. There's opportunity here. So some of you guys are tapping back into the King of Wands energy within you that is saying, I need the fire and it's not here. I need to take some kind of leap of faith. And I think that's what this Two of Pentacles was juggling whether or not you could internally within your soul afford to make such a dramatic risk. It's a risk. Some of you guys are interpreting what you're downloading as a risk and a leap of faith, and it's not. It's just a change. And some of you aren't really comfortable with change, and that's what you're risking, is putting yourself in an uncomfortable position, right? But I don't feel anything risky. I feel like there's an evolution happening with you that is trying to occur in career, and I'm getting money. The divine might be trying to lead you to a new revenue stream, but it requires you to look at yourself differently, look at opportunity differently. So instead of always seeking someone to offer opportunity to you, how can you create opportunity within self? So this could have been juggling an opportunity that was offered to you and then an opportunity you created within yourself, meaning I'm going to commit to doing this, and I am using my intuition to I'm getting some kind of like exploring. Entrepreneurship, King of Wands. taking a job, going on your own. I don't know. Some of you guys want to get a loan for a business to invest in a business idea. Be careful, right? Because that is still a karmic contract. So now you're actually conceiving that business with whoever loans you the money. Just know that, whether it's a bank, institution, a person, be mindful. Some of you, it's part of the plan. Some of you, it's not necessarily. The Ruler of Swords and the Ten of Swords. Whoa, somebody's making a decision to end a business partnership and go on their own. Or this could be somebody who is working as like a consultant, freelancer for a company who's like, I don't need the company anymore. I'm gonna end this. This could be somebody getting fired from their job. There could be two people being fired from a department or let go, or this could be somebody being replaced. So it's the end for someone because they're being replaced by the other pentacle. Let's see what else we got. I see a breakup, a mutual breakup, but both people have different reasons for why they're separating. So it's not like a mutual it's a mutual understanding, but I see two people and both have different reasons for why they're leaving this relationship. I'm seeing a couple, both people have I'm seeing two people that are in love with two different people, but they're together with each other, and I don't know why. Probably to do with kids. It could actually be, some of you, it's cultural. Some of you guys, culturally, you can't divorce, or culturally, the person you're in love with wouldn't be accepted by your family. So there's this sense of staying in a marriage, but being in love. But I'm seeing both people feel that way. Both people are manifested love outside of the relationship because there's no love within the partnership. I'm getting an arranged marriage. I didn't know those still happen. Or this could have just been arranged and has been arranged for a long time. Okay. The Ten of Wands. Whoa, the Ten of Swords and the Ten of Wands. The Ruler of Wands and the King of Swords. See, the divine always brings patterns for me. I'll show you, right? So we've got the Ruler of Wands and then the Ruler of Swords. Then we've got the Two of Pentacles and we've got the Ten of Swords, the Ten of Wands and the Ten of Swords. See? This is, I'm reading for a collective regardless, because you know all 12 signs are yours, but I'm reading for a collective who's wrapped up a cycle. Because this is exactly what happens to you when you're at the end of this cycle. This is who you become. You become the Ruler of Wands when you are at the end. When you drop this burden, that means you had no cosign. That means that you went within and you are becoming a leader and you are powerful and you are spiritually, divinely guided and courageous enough to be led by that guidance. That's why you drop burdens. That's why you start new cycles. This is how you end. When you end a horrible, painful, toxic cycle, you become the Ruler of Swords. That's that high level, that's that overstanding of what you're ending. So this isn't to repeat it over and over again. This is what you earn when you end this cycle of burden, karma. Like there's something that's ending because you guys earned your stripes, I'm hearing. You earned what you were supposed to earn through these cycles. You became who you were supposed to become. So for some of you, that massive betrayal that has either repeatedly occurred in your life or has impacted you steadily ever since, you wrapping up this cycle of overstanding. So that means you trust your intuition. That means you trust yourself again. You trust that you can protect yourself from this level of deceit, because the Ten of Swords can speak of massive betrayal by even a group of people, like your whole family betrays you or just somebody really close to you, where it's the end. There's no way you can see past it. It's the ultimate betrayal that brings a relationship or a situation to an inevitable end. But your understanding of it and ability to be able to, I want to say, avoid it, like, because some of you earned this King of Wands by going through the fucking sword suit, the Five of Swords, the petty bullshit, the Six of Swords, the moving past it, but then holding the resentment and the bitterness, which brings you to the Seven of Swords, that gets you not to give a fuck. Then you're trapped in the 8 of Swords when now the universe doesn't give a fuck about you, you know, and you're trapped in your mind. Like, I don't know where I'm going with this either way. Okay, so let me just talk to Taurus real straight about like the energy I've been in, because I feel like I feel like the reason why I'm telling you this is because for some reason I feel like I'm synced up with Taurus in this regard. I feel like this level of intensity because of the Malkut energy, right? We talked about bringing our high priestess, everything in the ethers, down into our reality, right? And I'm feeling the intensity of all that energy kind of coming down, and it's getting me a little bit defensive. Also, I feel like my shadow work, like my shadow knows that all the work that it's done is preparing it for a moment, a change, and I feel like it's getting flared up. Anyways, I just felt like to share that with you because I honestly was questioning even uploading some of these videos, which I'm going to do it just because I'm not going to pretend like that's not the energy vibration that I'm in, and that wasn't what I channeled. Like, I'm not going to pretend. I'm going to just do my job, which is run the messages. But I'll be honest, I don't know how high of a vibration some of these messages are at. I'm just going to be honest, because I felt like the low vibration of them, and I felt like some of you are in this energy, even just collectively, of like, I don't give a fuck. It's like some of you guys went caring so much. We talk about the yin and the yang, and a lot of your karmic cycle was where you cared more about others than you did about yourself. And now you're going on the other side of that spectrum where you care more about yourself than other people, knowing that there is going to be some kind of middle point. I don't know where you guys are at within that. Some of you guys are still in the caring outside of yourself, where then others of you are not caring outside of yourself. And knowing that there is a middle ground. But I feel like some of Tauruses in particular, like what I'm channeling in this reading here is that you guys are more on like the I don't give a fuck side, because all of you guys are, I can hear you in the ethers telling me about all the times you cared when nobody gave a fuck about you. Some of you guys are a bit resentful of, some of you guys are struggling with really celebrating some of your successes because devil energy is casting this darkness over them with this energy of like, it's like resentment. So it's like, yeah, see, I fucking told you. It's like it's taking away from just the pure happiness, joy, pride, and satisfaction of something you're bringing in. It's almost like, I don't know what that is. I'm going to see what else we get here. The Ace of Coins and the Moon. See, that's what I mean. The Two of Pentacles. Whoa, this is very clear. Let me just, the Divine's communicating very, very clear here. I need to just ground myself. It looks like somebody's made a decision that something is over. What's in question is where to begin. So, because the ruler of swords has already made a decision to end something. The King of Swords here. But it looks like with the ruler of wands, the Two of Pentacles, and then the 10 of wands, that where the burden still lies is with regards to revealing an opportunity to somebody. And I don't know why. Long and short, this just could be like, I know I'm done with this. I just don't know where I'm going from here. So this could be somebody, you saying I'm leaving, and somebody's like, where are you going? And you're like, I don't know, but I'm definitely the fuck out of here. That is kind of what I'm seeing. So what's up for debate is where the next destination is. Where are we going from here? Some of you guys could have broken up with a partner, but because of how intertwined your lives were, there's a lot of arguing about how to dissolve the relationship, which is why you are struggling with regards to your vision and being able to move forward. You're still feeling burdened by a relationship that you ended because of the intricacies, how close how close you guys are. This could be kids. This, if it's not kids, then you guys live together. Might have had a business together. There was things intertwined with each other. And it seems like it got knotted up. And that's what the burden is how do I untie all of this so that I can feel free to move forward? See, this is what that looks like when it's untied. Somebody can't offer something because they're all tied up, literally. Somebody can't invest because all of their assets are tied up. All their money is tied up somehow or even blocked on hold. Somebody might not be able to touch any of their finances because of some kind of hold that has occurred on it. But I'm seeing somebody is all tied up. They don't know how to untie, free themselves up so that they can offer this. And then we've got the moon. So there's something that hasn't been revealed to you. The Fool. Somebody is going to take a leap of faith to offer you something, Taurus. Because look at your horns there. I know it's the Fool, it's the Ram, but I just saw Taurus. I feel somebody is going to take a leap of faith to offer you something. For some of you, it's in the workplace. An employer is going to take a leap of faith to offer you something like a job. They believe you can do it. They believe you can do it. They don't care. They're like, because I think for an employer, if this is work related, it could be between you and somebody else. Somebody else on paper seems more qualified, but to the King of Wands energy and then the ruler of swords, the King of Swords and the King of Swords and Wands doesn't give a fuck about paper. Even the King of Swords. The King of Swords wants paper and qualifications and everything, but these leaders were looking for something. And I feel like, collective, you've got it. Somehow somebody has a bit more on paper than you, but it doesn't even fucking matter because the fact is you resonate the leadership. The Fool, Aries energy, the King of Wands. You resonate the energy that these people, these leaders feel more confident in your ability to succeed doing something than somebody else who I am gathering looks better on paper. The moon energy is your qualifications that haven't been revealed yet because you don't have that paper knowledge. That's what your employers are betting on. So they're like, fuck the resume. They're like, that person's collective's got that. And they resonate like that. And they prove themselves in that meeting. And they've done that. They're more loyal. They're more dependable. They have more drive. You guys are going to get a wicked fucking opportunity that I think you never would have thought you would have gotten because you are underqualified or not educated for it. But there's something about your ability to learn, grow, figure it out, your determination. I don't know. These employers, I'm getting multiple employers. It feels like two bosses or something like that. They've been talking about their staff and about what to do with them. And collective, you're one of these people. And it's about an opportunity. These leaders are talking about this Ace of Coins, right? And they're debating, they're juggling. These two leaders are like, well, I don't know. I think this person. And then maybe the King of Swords is like, I like the person who's better on paper. And the King of Wands like, yeah, but the person on paper doesn't have any drive, doesn't have any, leadership skills and abilities, which you can't teach in fucking school. Actually, you can absolutely take leadership coaching and stuff like that. But it really is a personality trait. You can put somebody through leadership training all you want, but if they don't want to lead, like that's what I learned as a recruiter. I'm like, you have everything. Don't you want to be a manager? And these people are like, no, I don't want to manage people and work 60 hours instead of my 45. Like, do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Somebody has that leadership where nobody has to tell them to work around the clock. It's in them to do it. Right? Where the person on paper is going to expect to clock out at a reasonable time outside of their pay scale. There's something here. I don't know. I feel like it's going to get revealed to you soon with the moon. Again, a lot of, and I've been getting this for a couple of months now, where a lot of the people in the collective are being considered for something that they have no idea they're being considered for. Yes, of course, it could be a love. Like some of you guys are going to find out that there was somebody who had a crush on you and has seen you and has been watching you from time, whether it was on social media, in your neighborhood, at a local spot that you and your friends, the Eight of Wands, go around, and you're going to go, whoa, you didn't even know you were being considered. You didn't even know. Some of you guys are going to come into union with somebody that you knew, so it could have been a work romance, but you guys never had sex. You guys never communicated any feelings, but you guys have been working together for a couple of years. Some of you guys are going to come into union with this person only to find out that they were juggling you and their spouse the whole time. inside of themselves. And you're going to go, whoa, well, I've been connected. Like there's this, somebody was juggling without your knowledge. Like I said, if it's the employment stuff, some of you guys don't even know that your employer is considering you because you're probably thinking somebody else is very sure. Somebody is going to be shocked that they even thought of you, let alone gave you the role, the opportunity. It feels more like a project. It doesn't feel like, for some of you, it's another role, like another title, but I'm more getting like a lump sum due to a project that you do, or an accolade of some kind due to a commitment. It's like a project. It's like this is going on and we need somebody to manage this or lead this. If it is a new role, this is for a position that never existed before. It looks like they're creating a solution to a problem, and they feel like you're better suited to fix the problem than the person who looks more qualified on paper. That's what the King of Wands, I hear the King of Wands telling the King of Swords that. These are two bosses debating who to hire for a particular role, because I can hear them. The King of Swords wants the person who's better on paper. And I think collective, that's who you think is going to automatically get the role. I don't even think you think you're considered for it. And if you do know you're being considered for it, I don't think you think it's in your favor, because I think you know who you're up against, and you're just assuming that they've got it in the bag. Well, that you were right with regards to the King of Swords, because the King of Swords is looking at what you're looking at, collective. On paper, qualifications, experience. The King of Wands doesn't give a shit about any of that. If this King of Swords and this King of Wands are interviewing somebody, this King of Wands is going to not even look at your resume. This King of Swords is going to analyze your resume and ask questions, making sure you're not lying, and to really get past just the fluff of it and how qualified you really are. The King of Wands wants to know who you are, your interpersonal skills, these qualities that you can't really carbon copy. You're either a leader or not. You have a strong work ethic or no. You either are intuitive, meaning you know how to identify needs. Like this is what I'm seeing here. Some of you guys are in interview processes, and some of you guys go through 2 interviews. The first person you interview with, you think you don't get the job because you interview with the King of Swords first. And the King of Swords is speaking to you a little bit like you're underqualified. And that's just because the King of Swords has met with other people who are more qualified. The problem is the King of Wands doesn't give a fuck about he's bored by these qualified people. He's asking them questions. They're freezing up. They're clamming up. And the King of Wands is like, well, that's going to be a no-go, right? And then you walk into your second interview. Your second interview is with the King of Wands. The King of Wands feels like he hit a lick with you. He goes, this is what I'm talking about. There's a connection. The King of Wands is looking for a certain personality type, and the King of Swords is looking for a certain technical, like on paper profile. Anyways, that seems like a lot of information surrounding that very specific work situation. Some of you guys are long and short just doubting yourself, and you shouldn't, because you're not identifying what people are looking for. You are still looking at it from a very technical way, like a King of Swords way. So you're maybe assuming that people look at you that way. There are people around you that are looking for other qualities, the qualities that might just serve you in your home or with your friends, that shoulder to cry on, that leadership, that, problem solving, that mother henning, whatever the case is. There's the King of Wands is going to be able to identify that and wants that. The King of Wands is the entrepreneur and the visionary. And then the King of Swords is the one who is technical and understands what is required. Okay, so the King of Wands is going to want to do all these things. The King of Swords is going to say, well, these are the laws, and this is what we can do based on the laws. This is what it's going to cost. Okay, this is the budgeting plan, which he'll work with the King of Pentacles for. I'm getting some kind of like structure, boss, leadership, shit. Let's see this moon though. For some of you though, if this is regarding relationship, for some of you, you create a third party situation, but you didn't even try to. And it isn't fully on the new timeline yet. It's still karmic. Why? Because it looks like you waited for somebody to come out of a karmic cycle with somebody else, a relationship they weren't happy in a relationship. It looks like by the time this person does this, you have manifested another king. So this king drops the burden so that he can offer this pentacle, whether male or female. The problem is you've taken a leap of faith to move forward in a new connection. So you looked at it like me receiving this pentacle from this king was actually sealing the deal on this relationship that you were burdened by waiting for. You were waiting for somebody to wrap up some cycle. This could have been you in communication, and you kept coming out of union because every time you came into union with this person, they were not ready to leave their partner. Just kept talking about how toxic it is and blah, 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 blah. And you essentially, I feel like you end this waiting because you decide to either accept from somebody who has been courting you for a while, but you haven't been available because you were waiting for somebody, or somebody you just met that caught you off guard. The King of Wands will catch you off guard with how passionate and how well they're able to get your attention. The King of Wands demands it in a certain way. And if they're not narcissistic and arrogant, it's in the way that fire will get you to stare at it for an hour and your toes burning. And you're like, oh my God, I lit my sleeping bag on fire. Somebody needs to be careful about lighting something on fire. They might have a candle by their bed and it's fine. Like something might catch on fire, but it's not like you're drunk. You'll freak out. Somebody just needs to be careful with fire. For those of you that bought frankincense, do not leave your frankincense burning on a coal unattended. That is not intelligent. Okay? But I was getting something catching on fire, whatever. It could be hair too. Anyway. So yeah, it looks like that person then makes their way to you. Oh, for some of you, this King of Swords is going to see you as betraying them because they didn't know that you had engaged another connection. They thought you were still waiting for them and are now going to feel betrayed when you are like, I'm actually not available to move forward with you because I'm actually with somebody else. So you are actually have the moon energy. So you're going to bring awareness to somebody else. Yeah, somebody doesn't know that you're engaging a connection. And I think some of you guys know you're creating a bit of a third party. You guys know it because you know that the person you were waiting for was still under the impression that you were waiting for them. It was like, I'm getting a couple that isn't in union, but is in communication. So getting together, maybe casually, maybe sleeping with each other, but it's more so like I'm getting like a long distance relationship and talking on the phone and like plans, and they fall through and then I'm going to leave and we're going to be together and it just doesn't happen. So I think somebody just gave up hope and was like, they're never going to leave, and then went and pursued another relationship. The problem is this person left. So now, and I think that's what's karmic. I think you and this person go lifetimes creating third-party situations with each other. I think that's what I just tapped into right now. You guys have done that for lifetimes. You're in a relationship, he comes. She's in a relationship, you come. Like that's what I'm saying. You guys did this over lifetimes for just that particular group there. Because I don't feel like you guys did it on purpose. It just feels like it just happened so naturally. Why? Because it's just happened so many times. You guys have never really allowed yourself. You guys have always, and what I gather the karma is you guys have always seek something outside of yourselves. Because I think if you guys looked within, you would identify the compatibility was always with each other. And there's something about missing each other every time. There's something not in alignment with a soul group or couple here because of the timing. Every time they reconcile, the other person is starting another relationship or something. So there's something, I don't know why that relationship is not in alignment. It's like you guys keep attracting each other, but it's off. And then like this, and then like this. There's no like ding, ding. It's just, you keep missing each other. Some of you guys are coming into union with somebody and I don't know when, but it's that. You guys keep missing each other, but eventually you will come into union. It's like your souls have always been trying to get into union, and Didn't matter. The divine was like, not yet, not in alignment, not in alignment. Your souls still tried to be as close to each other as possible, even when the divine didn't will the connection. It's beautiful. It's true love. But it just, I feel like the divine, I don't know why the divine is not willing, like why it's not in alignment, sorry. The 8 of Coins, the 3 of Coins, and the Death. This is that third-party situation and the 6 of Cups. The many lifetimes you guys have done this, create third-party situations. There is a contract with somebody's job that's ending. With the Death, the 3 of Coins, and the 8 of Coins, this is where some of you guys have either been here for a really, really long time, meaning like this was like you don't have a lot of, you're worried about looking for work because you don't have a lot of experience outside this one job that you've done for however long. Or you've been at this job for about 6 months. Either way, it's over. But what's cool about it is it actually marks the end of this repetitive cycle of misaligning yourself with a role, a job, or a company that wasn't, it's like this repetitive action that brought you the same results that you weren't happy with, not feeling fulfilled in career and in work. There's a contract that you guys are in that is coming to an end, but this ending is going to transform your life. It gives you availability, space to be able to make a move, make a change. Some of you guys would have never moved and taken an opportunity that is available to you already or will become available if you didn't get let go from this position here. So you're going to see how the universe aligns you, even if it's having to break your nose, like back into place. You know what I mean? How are you guys feeling? I am going to go live with you. I don't know why I thought the blue moon or the once in a blue moon was last month, but I've been channeling it since last month. It's once in a blue moon, once in a blue moon. A lot of opportunities are going to come into for the collective that are once in the blue moon that are going to get the collective to start really trying to make arrangements so that they can entertain certain opportunities, relationships, things like that. Some of you guys are going to move for relationships. Some of you, your once in a lifetime is like a partnership. And you're going to make a really big leap of faith to move, quit your job, move, something like that. People are going to think you're crazy. Judgment, because of the judgment call that you made. All these people with their hands up, they're going to throw their hands up thinking you're crazy. But it's fine, because the fact of the matter is the love that you're meant to cultivate with that person was never destined and fated for them to have. So they were never going to understand your decision to make the sacrifices for love that it looks like you guys are going to do. Yeah, some of you guys are making big steps for love, eh? Yeah, you guys went from some of you guys went from not believing in love and hurt and crushed by your karmic cycles. Now you're taking big steps again. Now you're back swinging. Now you're back swinging. 8 of Wands. 5 of Swords. There's a decision. Some of you guys thought you had to wait longer for a decision, like a judgment legally. I feel like you guys are going to get it sooner than you thought. And the reason why it's coming in is because I think you thought you had more time. I'm seeing somebody in the ethers be like, oh, I have more time. Like, I don't have court, or I don't have to show up, or I don't have to pay this until, or something like that until then. And they're wrong. They're going to be required sooner. Somebody's going to be required sooner to respond, to pay for something. Somebody has good news that they're free. That's what I'm saying. For some of you, somebody's going to come to you like, I have good news. Like, I'm out of this relationship. Like, I'm done with the bullshit. I got divorced. I'm free. And you're going to go, but I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I'm tapping into some of you guys that are not available for somebody who thinks that you are. I don't know. It's like the tables have totally turned. I hear some of you guys telling me I just didn't think they would do it. Some of you guys are dating or have slept with somebody, and you're telling me I didn't think they'd ever leave. Like, I feel like you guys wrote something off, and whoever you wrote off didn't know they were wrote off. The Chariot. And the Queen of Swords. Oh my gosh. I don't know who this is, but somebody, I think the moon energy is you collective. There's somebody rushing to you that gets abruptly stopped when the Queen of Swords is standing in the middle of the fucking road with a sword being like, sorry to burst your bubble. Like, you have a truth that somebody has no fucking clue about. Or this could be somebody about you collective. Somebody is, you're on the way, you are pushing yourself onto somebody, you are really excited, it's like your energy is like the chariot. You're ready to go, and I feel like somebody's bubble gets burst here. It's not what they thought. It's not what they thought. I don't know how else to. Somebody might go to somebody and like expect somebody, I heard somebody is going to go to somebody expecting, like telling somebody, almost like giving them the ultimatum that they need to get married now. And this person is going to use that as an out. So they're saying, okay, if I don't marry you, then you don't want to be in this relationship. This person is going to leave this relationship because of that. And mean it. And it probably because this person wanted to leave the relationship anyways, and knows that the person that is trying to marry them is just superficial and very low vibrational and doesn't have a lot of intelligence. So they need something like marriage to live by. It's like, I got married. It's like, okay, then what does that marriage stand for? What does it do? What impact? What have you built off of it? Nothing. But I got married. It's like, fuck off. I take dumps that have more weight than some of these marriages out here. Anyway, I'm not going to get gross. Now I'm hearing, what is love? Baby, don't hurt me. I was watching The Night at the Roxbury. Yes, again, the ruler of coins. So now we have all the kings except for the King of Cups. We have the Wheel of Fortune, though. Seeker of Swords. There's somebody watching you. There's the ruler of cups. All four kings. The Wheel of Fortune. Somebody has everything they need now to make something happen. Someone's going to bring a lot of change into your life, collective. And it's not what they're trying to do. No, it's because of what they bring with them. They have all the kings. This person is going to be able to impact your life in all areas. So that's why having the Magician upright is so important, because the Magician upright will have the qualities of all kings, all queens, and will be able to positively impact you, somebody or a group of people in all ways. In reverse, it's the opposite, will negatively impact all areas of your life. Why is my finances, my home, my health, everything going to piss? Well, because you've got a bad magician in your energy. Someone is going to really positively impact somebody's life, collective, but it's just a reflection of the positive impact. That means you have all four kings. Whether male or female, you have all four kings. You've matured all the areas within yourself, all the elements within yourself. You've matured them. And it's attracting somebody who is just as mature, i.e. can impact you just as much as you can impact them. Okay? And I just think you're not prepared for that. I think you're more prepared to be impacted by heartbreak, but not impacted meaning this person's going to make you want to change how you live, how you move. Your interests are going to change, what you invest in, like all these things. This person is going to impact you like that. So fuck the heartbreak. Yeah, they could probably crush and hurt you, but why, when they're doing all these other great things, like bringing out the best in you, collective? Somebody brings out the best in you, or you are manifesting somebody who is a reflection of the best you've brought out in yourself, meaning they will help support you to continue to bring out the best in yourself, should I say. And you will obviously, because you have those capabilities within yourself, and that's what you actively do for yourself, you'll be able to help your partner do the same. There's this this is a power couple coming into union here. Why? Because they have all four kings. They've matured in all four elements of the soul: earth, wind, fire, water. Your energy, Taurus, for your reading, it's so Hierophant. Like when you look at the Hierophant, like it's like a fucking rock. If people can't create you're looking for powerful people, Taurus. You have recognized and acknowledged how powerful you are, and I see you now wanting that reflected back to you in other people. You don't want to bear the energetic burden of relationships anymore. Okay? To those ungrateful fucking leeches, you want to manifest people who are just as sturdy, strong, dependable, reliable, intuitive, all that as you are. And this is exactly what I see happening. It's just the impact that they create in your life. I don't think you're ready for. I don't think you need to get ready for it. I think the only way to get ready for it would be to just be open and make sure that you're not resistant of change, knowing that you manifested powerful people to do what? Help promote positive change in your life, which is what the fuck you're here to do too, right? See, this is what I mean about the energy. I don't know why I'm like this. The Eight of Swords. Three of Swords. Trapped in mind about heartbreak. Ace of Swords, Four of Coins, won't let go of the truth. Needing to let go of the truth or be open to receive the truth. Ooh, some of you guys are going to reconcile with somebody from the past because the divine knows that you don't know the truth about it. You have been living with some lie or illusion about your past with a particular person. There's heartbreak that is literally caused off of an illusion. This is when we get to see how powerful the devil really is. When you've cried over things that were illusions, where you felt the pain over things that were illusions. But the loophole is that this devil can only create illusions that stem off of wounds that were already there. That's why if you're conscious and aware of where your wounding is in your shadow, you'll be able to tend to your wounds so these illusions can't be casted. There's nothing to root them in. These illusions have to be rooted in something like heartbreak. Some of you guys are going to reconcile. It could be a family. It could be a lover. It could be anybody. All I know is they have to be somebody real close. They're part of your story in this lifetime, somehow, some way. You're going to find out that something was a complete illusion, something you were trapped in your mind about. You're going to find it hard to believe the truth because it's so far from your understanding of an illusion collective. You think you have the truth about something, somebody's coming to give it to you, and you are in conflict with it. The problem is I see you having the illusion. The past is coming back to get you clear on it. It's like the past is coming back to be like, yo, you have it all wrong, eh? Let me set you straight. That's what I feel is being brought back to the collective. And I just see you being like, no fucking way. I know what the fuck I know. You're lying. And it's like, I don't know, collective. It looks like this person is, or the past is coming to bring you back the truth because you're the one holding the illusion. But you are sitting here with the illusion, afraid of, don't give me your illusions, don't give me your lies, when the lie is what you have in your head and it's the truth that's coming to try to set you free. With the Four of Coins, this is either needing to let go or to be open. I think it's you needing to be open to the truth with the Ace of Swords. Why? Because I think you know the truth. With the Eight of Swords, you think you know it, but it's not the truth. Anyways, I'm going to wrap up your reading. Holy shit. Like, share, subscribe, Taurus. Patreon/Queen Cup for daily, weekly content, and queencup.ca, www.queencup.ca for your frankincense. Okay, I love you guys. I really just went on with you guys. All right, I was gonna try to keep them short, but whatever. Mwah! I love you, Taurus. Ciao.